Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Valley of the Old Farm. Right, well today we have a couple of jobs to do. Although the silage price is currently good, so I suggest we make that a top priority. We've also got one field to harvest, 54 when we get chance. I thought Megafield 2 was planted. I thought we planted Megafield 2, ladies and gentlemen. We did, I just have barley turned off. Why did I have barley turned off? I don't know, okay. Crisis averted. But anyway, as I'm saying, first order of business today is going to be to get that silage sold because the price currently is not bad. So my plan is to hopefully let the AI help me out a little bit here. Because what I'm hoping to do, this guy's my phone, so this guy can take, which space capacity can I remember? That's not the menu I need, that's the menu I need. 44.7, 47, so this guy just so. What I'm hoping, if this will work as I want it to, is I can maybe help get the AI to help me with this. So right, cosplay, great job. Loading position. The biogas plant, loading from where we are now. Loading from where we are now, biogas plant. Yeah, there's now an AI in that, so entering over 95%, that's good. What I'm hoping will happen now. Wow, that's halfway to loaded already, it's good. I'm hoping that once we get this loaded a certain amount, the AI is just going to drive off. Which will be great because that means I can then load the other tractors, because right now I don't need to send them out anywhere else. The harvesting and that can wait till after this is done. Basically we need the money from this. And as I've said to you before folks, I'm not planning to do this every single week because that will get boring, so I want to make sure when we do it, we get a good amount of money for it. As well as I said last time, I'm running the slightly faster timer from now on just to see what different time is. Hopefully gets us through time a little bit quicker. As I say, I'm hoping with the way I got this up, he'll be able to drive to the destination, unload, and then drive himself back. What's in here? Yeah, it's going to be a good few loads in here, so got plenty to keep us going. I'll let you guys watch me load this first one, and then I might just wait to time loss while I set up. I'm thinking about this thing's at 8,500 litres at a time. That's 5 would be 42 and a half, so 5 and a bit trailer load should fill this one. And then about the same with the other one actually. The other trailer is slightly smaller but not by huge amounts. What I do as well, if I end up with both guys going, that's when I might just go and sort the harvester out. I do love the high tip for that reason. So what percentage is he at? He's at 72, so he's going to take 1 and a bit more. If I don't accidentally trigger it and he sets off after this one. But the idea is if he can do the driving for us, then, as I say, it means nothing else I can load the other. I'm going to use both big tractors for this. I may even get the other one to bring the line back. I'm a little worried about the route he's going to take though. Why do I get the feeling he's going to try and take the route through the forest? And we all know the problems that has. Right, so it should take about half of this load and then he should drive off, hopefully. Yep, and there he goes. So then if I grab... I really get some of these tractors serviced. You can see yourselves that... So from what I'm hoping, so it's the money. So I'm going to set this guy up to do the exact same thing. I'm going to face it the other way just to try and make his life a little bit easier. I know these AI are like at times. Right, great job. Right, there we are now then. Time to get this guy loaded. Well, he's gone. I'll take the harvester. Which was fine, which I remember originally saying was going to be purely for animal feed. Obviously, we don't really need that at the moment because the chickens aren't eating that much. But it still costs you. I think I want to buy a grain mill now. I don't know whether to buy the in-game one or to bring in a mod one that I use a lot on single player series. The reason being, the mod one creates pig food as a byproduct that you can just sell. And that, by the way, is my plan. I'm not going to chase absolute best money with this because I think that'll slow things down. So what I'm going to do, if I buy a production, the production is going to be set to sell. So we sell, we give them the product, they manufacture, they sell, we get paid. Slightly more realistic to me than the farm actually owning the mill he's supplying. Is whether I decide to use the one in game, or say bring in one from my mods. The other thing about the one from the mods is you will accept corn and stuff. So when we come to harvest that cornfield, we'll be able to just sell it to our own flour mill. And thinking about that, that leans me far heavier towards using my own. Ooh, crumbs. Let me see if the money suddenly goes up, because that'll be a sign that I missed a trailer. I'll just give that up once he's out of the way. Oopsie. Say the other one's going to be a bigger joke. Say the other one's about 500,000 litres of silage. Now I do plan to keep a good amount of that. So obviously we do need some to feed to our cows, even if it's not near the quantity we're actually producing. How's he doing there? 78. Probably slightly more if I didn't dump half of that lot on the floor. Oh, it looks like he hasn't chosen to go off-road and instead has actually driven through the town sensibly. As long as the AI doesn't trip him up, we should be fine then. Or they don't fall over each other as well, that's another thought, thinking about it. I know the AI in this game, they do like doing stuff like that. That looks pretty full to me. That should trigger him to leave. But I'm going to try and 100% it just in case that's what he's waiting for. So the important thing is we make clear loan payments, because as you saw, we paid one night's worth, we don't have enough left now to clear another. Hang on then, pal, you're full. You're stuck on the pile of shite. Sorry about that, folks, I just couldn't figure a better way of doing it at that moment. See, the first guy is actually, wow, that's good timing. The first guy's pretty much made it here. If we watch him sell, we'll then wait for them to come back before we next. Another good thing about this map, folks, for a mod map, the AI traffic routes seem to be worked out very nicely, as you can see. He says, oh yep, it's around the sell point. $15,000 a trailer, that's really not that bad. So while I wait for him to get back, and the other one to take the stuff up there. And we'll give this guy this trailer for a change. Shouldn't actually take, because we're only in the little field 54, so. I'll set him up and then I'll follow in this machine. I do still think we did a great move buying early such a big combine. It has served us very nicely indeed. Big combine header, because we have some big fields and some fields I've made even bigger. So it is nice to have machinery that's able to sort of keep up with the farm as it grows. It'll be very start off with quite small. I think the default in this game was the little Deutsch Verhaar, which I wouldn't really want to be using on some of these bigger pieces of land we've now got. So let's hope those two don't trip over each other. That'd be the nightmare. Shall I go for it? Car. Freaking cars. Why did he brake then? It's not like I was behind him. Well, he brought that on himself, folks. I'm sure you'll agree. Oh, looks like they're about to meet. Actually looks like eyes turning away from him, so they're just going to pass. Luckily. I'm not really sure that trail's got enough flashing lights on it. Don't worry, I stopped. Just. So once we've done this field, I probably won't plough it this time. I'm not going to rip every field every time. I'm really not sure what to plant next. I'm sort of still waiting on stuff to grow. Obviously we'll also get straw off this, which we can then harvest with the forage wagon. Oh, now I'm just gonna once again cheat a little bit because if I jump into that, crop destruction will destroy part of that crop with the trailer tires. So this really shouldn't take long with this field. I don't know if the straw spot's on or not. I guess we'll find out in a second. It's on. No, it isn't. Well, it's alright because the field's at least getting fertilised for it. Up there's I going back. Once he gets back, I'll jump out. I'm not going to put an AI on this. I'm just going to let it wait just because, as I said, this job isn't exactly pressing. So getting a salad sold before the price drops too low to me is far more important than getting wheat that ain't going to wither, ain't going to get damaged out of the ground. I really need to make a push probably into year 2 now to up the game on like um, fertilizing and stuff because it's something we really don't do yet and it's probably costing me a lot of yield. I'd say the other workers just selling a load. So if I can end up 2 or 3 months of loan repayments ahead, then that'll put me in a great position, which I'll probably then spend and put myself back into the position I'm already in, but just the thoughts there. And as he pulls in, this is this field done, so I'm not gonna mess around unloading just yet, just because I don't feel the need to. Target unreachable. Ah, I see. No, that's not. Target unreachable is the other one. Do you like have to wait there? It's gonna be really freaking awkward. Now before I do this, I do need to start him actually coming round. Oh no, it says he can't. Is he actually gonna move? Yep, he is. He's given up, which actually probably makes it easier for me because I can just maneuver him to where I actually want him. So about there, create the job. Good example, just in front of him, just. Yep, so I'll do that. And now, just I hope you enjoy, folks. I'll catch you in a bit. And welcome back, folks. As you see out there, we got the field done. I'm just bringing the stuff back. Oh, look here. What I'm thinking now is, I've got a little worker C here who keeps getting himself stuck on various things. What I might just do is put it in the loop, fill it. It can take a load up to my TMI mixer. I'll probably get 2 loads of that in, plus then whatever I sell. So this guy's going to with a hill, yeah. This guy's been caught by the empty. His big brother, I'll take over at this point, because and I'll do it faster than the I will. I still think I was slower than that AI, I think that tractor's a lot quicker. But yeah, I mean this trailer's good for like 20,000, so if I put a full load into this, if it's only just the one, it'll just be enough to top up my TMR mixer. And then once we've done all this selling, I might just buy a trailer of mineral feed. That way we can get some more cow food mix. Let's have a look at how the sheep are doing. Sheep, chicken coops are doing plenty yet. Let's take this wheat in here for now. Because I'm leaning heavily towards the let's buy the grain mill idea, and if I go for that, then a lot of what's stored in here will be able to go into that. Could both look at selling straw as well, because we're going to get quite a lot of that through with a lot of the fields we have. How are my cows doing for food now anyway? See, they're down, so I'm going to need to be producing them some food, because they're going to need to feed them today, really. So let's get this done. I'm going to fill the other one first, because I want him out. I want him to get moving. As I start loading the cases, obviously just reached the sell point. I think about over 100 grand today, we've done really well, and that will give us a great starting point going forwards. This pit's been really finicky about where I pick up from. It's a bug that sometimes happens in the game. You just have to find which. It's almost like a game of Jenga. You've got to find which bit the game thinks is on top and is blocking everything else. Don't know why they got blocked by nobody. I think it's just if there's something a little bit in their path. But if you look at where he started, yeah, he's moving. So he's taking the back exit out of there. Yeah, he is. Never seen him do that. Obviously, when we come to do this bigger harvest at the side here, we'll keep a bit more because the end of the day, the main reason I'm doing this is for feeding our animals. So selling it's a handy money maker at the moment. But there's no point selling it if our personal animals end up suffering as a result. I keep an eye on the grapes as well when they're going to need ways about money to be able to rent a grape harvester. As I said before, that is with me because we need 49,000 litres for our contract. I don't know how many we're going to get off that field, but I have a feeling it's not going to be a lot. So I have a feeling that could slow us down quite a bit. And unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, there are no AI grape fields on this map, so we can't even take a couple of contracts out to try and help boost our numbers. I don't actually know, I'm looking at that. To me, that in the game, silage looks very dense. That looks to me quite dense, quite. But I'm kind of curious in real life, because obviously it's made out of grass, which Pussy's a really light substance. Now, does the fermenting process make it? I don't think it can absorb water because I think one of the big things is it needs to be fairly dry, and while you wrap it in airtight to ferment, so don't think it take on moisture. I don't think it get any heavier. And there we are. There's him loaded. Gonna let him move out of the way. And so I'll bring this little bruiser along. And we can fill him up. And he's got capacity about 20,000 litres, so he's not going to take half as much. Yeah, so this guy's quite a small capacity, so I'm hoping it won't take a lot. We just have enough for, I think, one more trailer load at least. 54. No, we might not have quite have enough for full trailer after this. And like I say, I place to buy a full trailer of mineral feed, we might as well. $54 take away another 8, probably on 46, so there's not going to be quite a trailer load. And that's assuming I can get every last drop. You remember last time? I mean, it would be a little bit that we couldn't actually get out of this pit. Hoping that isn't going to be the case this time. I was hoping it wouldn't take all of that. Nearly full though. Now I know this tractor's going to really struggle with this much weight, but luckily for us, we're only going just around the corner, so it's not that big an issue. Now yeah, that's him full. Just move that out of the way. You can see how it's struggling to push it. Something about watching like the AI bring a tractor in like that, I just find really cool. To me, that's when this game really works for me, is when you've got, and you can get the game working like this for you. I wasn't sure. I had this idea earlier. I wasn't sure if it would work, the whole letting the AI do the. It's nice to know it does, because obviously it's gonna make things easier. In fact, they'll just sit there and let me load them away is really good news. But yeah, obviously once we got these done, I was debating there, and I'm wondering your guys' thoughts. Field 54, whether I rip it, whether I try and rip some extra land, because there is a bit of space at the side, and we do own. Who's that? I'm gonna. Not so much this side, but that side we could always extend it out. Pam was also thinking about my usual mega field idea, and could I. Apologies if you got that there, folks. It's mine. My game causing me some issues with 19,000, so another 2 and a bit loads. 2 and a bit shovels. I think I said it before, but I do think that it was a great idea to buy this big loading shovel. It's not quite the massive Volvo one that came with the Platinum DLC, but it's pretty damn good for jobs like this. Certainly, say one of my original plans was to use the front loader on that little Massey Ferguson. I'm glad we weren't doing that because think of how long that would have taken us to clear a pit like this. I think they've got probably what 2 or 3,000 litres at a time. There we are. The 8S has just until reached the sale point. I think I'm hopefully going to crack about 100k. Like I said, it'd be great if we can do it. The price is definitely still dropping on me, but for those, I don't want to play that game where we just always wait for the best price. Or else we'll have so many long, boring months of doing nothing. So once he gets back, I'll bring him back in. Probably going to service him and the case. I think they both need it. It's going to cost me a bit of my money, but I think he'll pay me back in work, and then in the afternoon I might just see about some seeding. I never could look at the contracts, see if there's any contracts worth it, especially like harvesting contracts right now. Sadly, there really wasn't. And there we are, the pit is empty. Oh, has that actually genuinely just left it 800 litres more than that could take? I think it has. Jesus, right, well, 800 litres can go into my thing as well. So you should be happy I've got one last full trailer load out. Let's say if I do this now, I'm going to go and buy a trailer mineral feed. I was going to think about milk, because obviously I'm producing it now. I'm going to need at some point to start selling it. 4,000, we've not got a lot yet, but then again, it tends to be worth pretty good money. And look, you see, it's not worth its best price, but even at 4,000 litres, with nearly 6 grand. Another reason why I need to make sure I keep looking after the cows, because they're going to be big money spinners for us. I'll park this away in its usual place, and I'll bring that full trailer load up. Man, I'm kind of hoping we're gonna hit like a bit of a turning point at some point where, like we had that big mega sale month. I could do with one of those really, just because I could do another tractor, want to buy a grain mill, stuff like that. It's just like the money situation. Wow, this thing is really. Come on. See, it's this thing that I think I want another more powerful tractor, just because it shouldn't. This is working it hard. I'm not gonna lie. This is four-wheel drive, I suppose. It's got that on each side. I don't want to take any more loans out till we've paid a reasonably good amount back on the other one. Just because I think the game would let me take out more, but I just don't. Then our monthly repayments would just end up through the roof. How much would a store sell for? The store's not worth good money at the moment. There's like 300,000 litres in there, like, so we could take a trailer load out of there and just go and sell it at the animal dealer, I suppose. Wouldn't make me a lot, that price. Are we ready to scare ourselves with how much a full trailer load of animal meal feed costs? Oh, looks like the Massey's on his way back, which is good. The case has just got into the town. Oh, that cost us nearly 21,000. But it's money we needed to spend because it's stuff that we can use. Go around this way for a bit of a change. I do love that. I need to do something better with this little bit of land. Maybe that's where the mill. Maybe I should flatten that, and that's where I should put that mod grain mill. I generally don't like putting it on my farm yet. It feels a bit cheaty, but I really can't think of a better use for that particular piece of land right there. Okay, now my grapes are over here. Reminds me, how well grown are them? They're daggers. They're never ready to harvest next time, so just purely to scare myself. What's grape technology? No, grapes. 12 grand for that one. It cost me 12 grand to rent a grape harvester. And then for prices that I'm not sure what I'm going to get. So I only want special trailers to hold them in. Right, so as soon as this does this, I'm going to turn on the mixer. That one there, innit? Yep. So this guy can start producing some again, just so I can have a load to sell, to give to the cows by a little bit later on today. And for now, I'm actually going to leave it under here. Looked to me like I'd left the thing stuck in the wall there, but it was just... So actually, this thing's not too bad for me, so I'm going to have to... Because I don't want to just blow the money, so... In that case, then field 84 needs seeding now. See, all this lot I've got ready. All this lot I have ready. So you're looking way beyond what I need. So like, you may as well just plant something you know is going to either sell well or be useful to you. It's a good excuse to take the other little cedar out, actually. No, because I don't think it holds a lot of seed, does it? I need quite a big field. Is 84 that I'm... Can I sell 84? Or is it part of a bigger plot? Interesting, so I could sell 84. That almost makes more sense to me, because I don't need that field. I feel like I've got enough land with a different jobs. In fact, you know what? We're not running the rule where I have to reseed them, so let's... So that changes the dynamic of what we need to do. Because now we don't have a field that needs reseeding, we have 94, which needs sort of dealing with. 54, sorry, 94. So I'm probably not going to deep... Is that cultivate that till there? I've got... Yeah. So I can go and get that other field cultivated. Which means then probably next episode at this point we'll be able to go and... So what am I going to do with this money I hear you asking? Well, not instantly spend it all is a good start. The more I think about it, the more I want to use that mod grain mill. Now, if I remember that costs about 9 grand, I'm pretty sure I don't have it on this save, I'll have to enable it. If that's the case, I'm going to need about 100k for that. And this will be a good chance to buy something like that. That T8 would be an amazing piece of kit around here just because of the horsepower. If I bought that, and especially with this money, I probably wouldn't sell another. Because the little massive, especially with the front loader on, can have its uses. I think, is this guy not front loadable? No, the case might be. I'm pretty sure one of them is. Now if I buy that big T8, there's going to be another high-powered tractor capable of basically doing everything on this farm, because I think that thing's like 350 horse. If I spec it with the smallest engine, which I probably will just to save cost. I'm kind of hoping just by using this it might not kick up the stones as bad. Okay, so this thing doesn't actually take horsepower, this is just a drag along and work. Okay, then this is making it easier. I didn't realise that. I should be able to tell actually because he hasn't got PTO on it, has he? Yeah, no messing about, it just... So I should do for this episode. Where's that case got to? You. Do a U-turn, because you can carry a lot of stuff. Go to our line production. That's it, you go to our line production. Because you can come back with at least one, you can come back with a trailer load. There is probably more than a trailer in there by now. There is... Oh no, just 20,000 litres, so not as much as I thought. But anyway, you can come back with that. Because then what we might just do is the next time we do one of our big fields, I'm going to literally lime it, try and do everything we can to get the yield as high as possible. I trouble with going quite fast, as you can see there. Take some stopping. I really think ideally I could do with a front weight on this thing while I'm doing this, because it's just wanting to wheelie quite a lot. Even though this is a big heavy tractor. So yeah, if we do that, if I get the mod grey milling, thing is then I will probably just sell a lot of what we have in storage to it, because the way it works then, because it's ours, you won't get paid when you sell it, you'll get paid when it sells the flour. So the price that they're offering for the grain doesn't at that point matter. Yeah, and then next I can send the tractor back over here to come and probably just stick something like wheat or sorghum in here again. Stuff nice and easy. We can feed it to animals or we can do whatever with it. Ideally get some straw, although I really don't need to at the moment. As you can see here, this one was nice and easy. Obviously, once we get the case back, and then we'll do the service on it, that said. No, just need to get a bit of a drift on there with the tractor. I guess the machine doesn't work backwards. Not that surprising. Ah, that's good timing. He's just made it up there as I'm just finishing this field. And that's that field now. It's not quite as good as the full-on ploughing. We didn't get any stones out. We didn't churn so, but it will just make it a little better for the next crop to go in. Oh, well, this guy can just come into here. See, I know we've already got quite a bit of lime in our silo, so I should look at that as well. Just it's too small. That's too low horsepower for us. That's nice, but not quite as high. I like 240 horses, sort of in the ballpark. Another AS. I have another one of them, but I don't like to do the same. Surprised that's pretty much the same as it is on. As I say, this is sort of like a bit of overkill, but when's overkill ever hurt anyone, eh? This is a fourth tractor. Ford New Holland. 351. Can I put? I do. I love the design of those Nokian second gen tyres. And there we are, folks. So I bought another tractor. I certainly didn't say that when I started this episode, but I feel its productivity is going to help us far more than its cost. I believe that's the first thing I've bought since we started the series, other than the stuff I bought literally to start the series. As you can see, this is a bit of a monster. See just how much it can take to service it while it's here. 30 hours on it, so it's pretty well used. Yeah, that should really help us with a lot of jobs, and especially with a lot of jobs at some of our hills. going to open us up a world of heavier machinery. It's going to mean we've got 3 big towing tractors, which will be useful for when there's a lot of product to move. Yeah, basically a lot. I just think it's going to be a great move for us. In time, I might shift something on. Inkling would say it would be the little massy, but like I say, I find that having a small tractor around just has its advantages. You still have tight getting pallets out of the garden area where, well, I don't really fancy trying to do that with. At least the case does have front loader attachments, but no, I think for now we're best off keeping them all. Say it just means nothing else. If this goes out doing some field work and the 305, I can keep the 240. I can keep the case for hauling. So obviously it'll be a lot better at it than the little Massey going manage, as well as it can just stick to farmyard work. So this now we're just waiting. As soon as the case gets back to the yard and we can dump that line, we'll call this one here. And then next time out, I'm going to have a strong think and look at the grain mill situation. Then next episode out, we will probably buy a grain mill and we'll get to see this guy start to do some work. We're sending this guy to go and sort out 54, which would be massively overkill, but can I get past this or I can just look? And it still fits in the garage, which is a bonus. Let's actually put that trailer away a little bit just because it's annoying me. I want to keep it somewhere nearby so I can just basically drive up to it and unload off it, but I need it to be not in the middle of the yard, preferably. Put it over here for now. Because I can pull a vehicle like a cedar up alongside it if I need to. So where's everything else? Right, so you can come back to the farmyard. Obviously the next episode is going to just be this afternoon, so that other pit won't be ready. I'm probably going to do most of that off air just because I don't want you guys to have to sit and watch me doing that again. Unless we just didn't do an immediate sell of it all, we sort of kept it. Just did like a couple of trailers per episode for a while. Man, the AI drives slow on these hills. Like I said, I think giving that tractor a service is going to help. As well, I know its health was well down. Like I say, as soon as we've got a decent amount of cow food available, I'll move some of that into their feed. Say the chickens are at the moment perfectly alright. Back into this lovely little farmyard we go. So, at the time of recording this, Court Farms has literally just been released now. I believe Chris is thinking of a series or maybe a multiplayer. We don't fully know yet. We have no doubt we'll begin to channel at some point. It's just such a good map. And I also have another map I'm playing with that I really want to bring to the channel, but I'm not fully sure how yet. So we've got ideas, obviously, that I feel there's a lot of life in this series yet. I hope you agree, but once this is done, I'm already thinking I'm enjoying this. I want to keep doing something like this, but just move on to a different map and a different challenge. So what have we got here? Oat, sorghum, and the wheat certainly. Just a lot, well, not all of them, because obviously not all of them, because we need to keep some for the chickens, but A lot of that can go straight into a flour mill, and then I think by next episode, I think 8 Megafield 1 will be ready again. Yeah, Megafield 1's on last stage, so we produce all of that could go straight into a mill. How much lime do we have? Like 50,000 litres. We still have to like do one of the big fields, but right, so I'm gonna park this trailer, I'm gonna service this tractor, and then I'm gonna love you and leave you folks. I do love this map. I don't keep saying it, but man, there's some great little touches on here. So yeah, once that's ready, I do think our trailer connection. I'm one of these people. When it comes to stuff like farm equipment, I'm a order. So given the chance, I will have freaking 5 more trailers. Everything else, I probably by the end of this series, I could see us having it. I mean, I'm already doing it with the fact that I've not sold that other. I've not sold the tractor when we've brought that new one in. I don't want to get any stupid. Oh, I mean, look at that. That was expensive, but the difference in the way this thing will run, I'm hoping it'll make it worth it. Great demand at animal dealer. Ooh, what's that for? Grass, hay, straw. For cut sugar beets, right. Yep, no chance. So anyway folks, we're going to end this one here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Feel free to check out the rest of the channel. There's a lot of great stuff on here. Chris, myself, Alan, Tim, we all put out a lot of heart and soul in this content. I'm hoping it comes out in the final products. So feel free to let us know what you think. And until next time, we'll see ya. Goodbye.